Inviting people into a space where we're going to hold this story.
Love your art. Did you know a lot of the riders were actually women wearing beards?
Yes.
Which gives me such like Monty Python vibes. It's amazing.
Oh. What if Muppets did the Easter story?
If that's all we're looking for, that's what we're going to find. Yeah.
I'm looking for pie.
Hello everyone, welcome, come in, it's nice and warm inside. Welcome to Hebrew's Coffee Shop. We have a selection of black teas, rooibos and fruit teas, you know, good old apple fruit of the tree kinds. We've got the milkom of different kinds, including those of, you know, dairy and non-dairy. And, I think, yeah, I smell it. We have pastries as well. So come in, the urn's full of hot water, and sit down and join us at the table of this Faith in Geekery. Hi, I'm Tim. And I'm joined by
Becca.
And as always, for every single episode of Faith in Geek, we start with a question: what have you been geeking out with about this week? Becca, what have you been geeking out about?
Well, I have stumbled across a book series. I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. I've fallen down it. It's a geeky girls book series about gamer girls. And it is definitely bordering along the trashy book genre because it was very much like reading over a weekend. However, it's got really strong female characters. It doesn't shy away from going full on gamer geeky talk about hacking, about gaming, about the communities that surround it. It is beautifully inclusive. It's got all sorts of different dynamics going on and different people who are coming out as authentically themselves. And I am absolutely devouring the series. So I'll find the name.
You'll find the name and let us know.
I'll find the name, but I'm on the spin-off, and they all really beautifully overlap, and at their most basic they are love stories, but it's not love stories that are purely sexual. It's love stories between friends, love stories between communities, kind of chosen family vibes. So it is I think it's very much a Faith and Geekery, find your tribe type book series.
I get a free credit with Audible every month, and I've just got my free one yesterday, so I'm just going to start a new series which is called The Assassin's Apprentice. I've heard about it and I've been recommended it quite a lot, so I think
I have also got The Assassin's Apprentice on Audible.
I've got a bit of travel coming up and I'm away a little bit next week, so I'm like, hey, that's the right time to listen to a long audiobook.
This is why we like a bit of travel. I've got, in fact, 2 credits sitting, waiting for me.
2 books of a series. I can recommend one to you if you want.
You are welcome to recommend.
The Rivers of London series.
Yes, I have the books.
Yes. They are.
I don't know that we have them on Audible.
They are very good on Audible. The other good one you can recommend.
Hugh Becker going down a rabbit hole of Audible. That's it.
Yeah, this is what we're turning into. This is what happens. You know what's happening when you see me and Becca just on our own. On
we just stop talking to each other.
Another good one, if you haven't got it already, is the Red Rising trilogy.
Yes.
The
audio
version of it's really good.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I don't know why we bother sharing these things because
Oh,
we just
That's
we just
fine.
like the
Have
same
you played
things.
the Bread Rising board game?
What?
We have it. We will find time and we will play it. It's really good. It has artwork of all the characters. It's a really easy game to learn. We can do it in about like 20 to 40 minutes. It's really good.
Is the 20 to 40 minutes me learning how to play the game, or is that the game itself?
That's the game. Like it's like
that.
it can go really quickly or it can go really slowly. But it's really easy to pick up, and we can do it.
I'm hoping that Mr. Becker is listening to this so that he can plan our culinary.
Yeah, I mean, I can also, say, hey, I can tell you where to buy it, kind of thing. So it's a really
Links in the bottom. Any other recommendations for Audible? We welcome. As obviously Tim can't recommend anything original because I've already. We've probably had this conversation, to be fair.
We probably have. I mean, the other thing I've got is just random workbooks, but I don't want to recommend workbooks.
No, I do occasionally have a theology one that crops in there.
I mean, the really good one I had recently was the post-posthumous release of Rachel Held Evans' last book. That was a really good Audible one as well because it's all of her blog posts like grouped together by themes, and interspersed with them is like short essays and reflections from people who knew her as well. So it's a really lovely listen, actually. But that's the Audible rabbit hole gone down.
Nice. Anything? Any other geeky things?
Oh, I've got a big one.
Tell me.
I'm in a streamed D&D game. That's not the one that
is
I DM.
not.
That's not. It's gonna start sometime in May, we think. I've spent the last couple of weekends chatting with the players and get to know them and creating characters, and I'm excited.
What are you most excited about it?
I'm excited because I'm not playing a conventional D&D class.
Okay.
It's not one of the main D&D subclasses.
D&D for those that have completely missed it. Thank you.
Dungeons and Dragons. It's a TTRPG or tabletop role-playing game. So I'm not playing like a barbarian or a fighter or a mage or a wizard or anything like that. I'm playing a homebrew, which is the DM has made this class called the Battle Mage. So I'm kind of playtesting it while we're playing the campaign, and we're tweaking it as we go. Because I thought I'll try something a bit different for this character.
Nice.
So I'm excited. I've got last count 14 pages and 5,000 words written up for this one character since I rolled their stats last week.
That sounds like my Minerva's Discord channel.
Yeah.
Here's another essay that I would like to write about, and then we do something ridiculous involving sunflowers instead. Hence the background today.
Which you'll find out in a couple of weeks when that episode goes live. But also, we're recording on Thursday, which this is your visible reminder.
My visible reminder while I double check that I have it in my calendar.
Yeah, we're recording on Thursday. This is how we just work, people. Like you know how it works.
I'll just put it in there.
There we go. Yeah. So we did it's part of our little vignettes that we're doing.
What? Where? Oh, what?
We're doing little vignettes because you're, without spoiling anything, you're all in a location of all split off in different ways. And you're all doing different things.
Is this me and they?
Yes. So we're all having little vignettes with characters. We've already recorded one of them. We'll do another couple this week, and if there's any more after that, we'll record some more.
Fabulous.
So do some little vignettes. But aside from vignettes aside, you know what's just as good as a vignette?
A cup of tea.
A cup of tea, but also geeky news.
Geeky news. I was not prepared for that.
This is the Faith in Geekery news, broadcast to your home and around the world.
So I know that was a segue and a half. So, just a couple of bits of geeky
Oh.
news this week. So that bit of artwork on the left-hand side is of Edward Kenway from the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. On Thursday, this Assassin's Creed Black Flag remaster or resynced is going to be revealed officially to the world on Thursday with its new trailer, new mechanics, new graphics, and all this. This is the worst kept secret in video gaming. This has been leaked for about a year, so the fact that we've got to a point where they're actually showing us what's happening is interesting. So that comes out on Thursday, and I'm very excited because it's one of my favourite games.
What's the title again, please?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. If you've played the original Black Flag, go and play it. It's very fun. Also, sea shanties.
Oh, also
That's
sea
really
shanties.
Like-
What more do you need, people?
Also, the main character is Welsh. Welsh pirate with sea shanties. It's just what you want.
Stunning.
Next up was the full lineup for this year's Greenbelt, the last one at Broughton House. There are lots of people on that list, and a few ones I'm excited about. Proclaimers. I'm excited about. I can't see it on the list. Rose Betts, because I was just listening. I found her album randomly before she got announced at Greenbelt, and I've just binged her entire album and absolutely love her. Then we've got Charlotte Church talking about activism. You've got Kathy Newman as well. You've got Michael Sheen, the actor, joining virtually. Harry Baker is there as well. And yeah, it's looking to be a really good season. The full list is available on the website. And then, very geeky news. Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, has announced the first lot of castings. So Andy Serkis is back as Gollum and Smeagol. Ian McKellen is back as Gandalf. Lee Pace is back as Thranduil, Legolas's dad. Elijah Wood is back as Frodo Baggins. And then the big news.
Dun dun dun.
Viggo Mortensen is not returning.
No, but he was so beautiful.
He has been... Well, Strider is back, being played by Jamie Dornan, who you may remember from 50 Shades. He's also been
I was
in
going to
other-
find any other TV one, but
Shades.
I
He's
only
been in-
know
He's
from
been in
50
lots
Shades.
of other things, but he's been in 50 Shades.
Okay,
Also,
he
Kate
would be.
Winslet's going to be there as well.
Oh,
So that is Hunt for Gollum news, and that is apparently meant to come out next year. We shall see, but that's going to come out.
post-production expected December 17th, 2027.
So we shall see how that goes. But then we also have a number of deaths. So we have, in order, Andy Kershaw, who is the Radio 1 DJ. On the images, he is on the bottom right. Desmond Morris, TV presenter and zoologist. I do not actually know who he is. However, when I saw TV presenter and zoologist who had died, my brain went to, is Richard Attenborough dead Reddit actually predicted something correctly? Then there's also Ian Watson, who is on the top left-hand side. He was the first writer for Warhammer 40k. And news as of this evening, Alan Osmond, one of the Osmond siblings, sadly died as well today. He, on the picture, is on the far right of the picture, not politically. And that is the geeky news. Becca, is there anything you want to reflect about on the geeky news?
It is always sad when we hear about people dying. I mean, yeah, it is. But otherwise, search for Gollum. I'm trying to find a synopsis of the actual storyline, failing so far.
I mean, there was the other bit of news around Lord of the Rings that I didn't include. because it's only the preliminary stages. Stephen Colbert, the world-renowned Lord of the Rings and Tolkien nerd, as told by Peter Jackson and others, is writing a script for a Lord of the Rings prequel movie.
Is that not what this is?
It's set.
Oh no, it's between The Hobbit and The
It's-
Fellowship of the Ring.
No, kind of. It's set within the first book of Lord of the Rings. So it's set between. It's like all the world building stuff from the first book of Fellowship of the Ring. So just up to when Bilbo's birthday is all of that like immediate preceding history.
So is Elijah Wood playing Bilbo, or is he going to be playing?
Elijah Wood is playing Frodo. Because Ian Holm will not be back, and they've already said they do not want to use AI to recreate Ian Holm's image. So they're not having Bilbo back in any way, unless they find a way to bring Martin Freeman in to do something. But I doubt that's what would happen.
Well, they've already done it so far, so they've already made it.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Well, there you go. Excited for Greenbelt. Always excited for Greenbelt.
I don't think
yeah.
they're there this year.
What?
Yeah, no.
Is this because of your one camping allowance?
No, it's because we're not going there for work. So
Fair enough.
go. But hey, if you've got a spare ticket going and you don't mind me tagging along, let me know.
I'll let you know.
Let you know. But yeah.
Right.
Aside from
Well,
that-
do you want to introduce what we're going to
Yes,
talk about today?
Today, in a very rare aligning of the stars, we have a Faith in Geekery episode landing on a day of a topic that I didn't realise we had lined up until this morning when it was announced that it was today's National Tea Day.
Happy National Tea Day, everybody.
Happy National Tea Day, everybody. What, Becca, is your favourite cup of tea?
I have several. I am a big fan of Lipton iced tea, although I believe I am currently boycotting Lipton.
Mm-hmm.
I have what in my family we call baby tea, which is a very, 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 very weak black tea with quite a lot of milk. So when you ask for it of a normal tea drinker and you say, when it looks disgusting, that's to you, that's probably right for me.
So it's like a glass of milk with a shot of tea rather than a glass of tea and a shot of milk.
Yeah, but I still like it quite hot. So finding the balance is quite difficult because I also don't want my milk warmed in that to keep it hot. So it's probably about a third milk
Okay.
But the tea, I really don't like tea that has been steeped for any length of time because the tannins in my mouth don't sit nicely. They just go scratchy.
So like a quick dunk and done kind of thing.
Well, it's more than a dunk, if I'm honest. It's pour boiling water slowly directly through the tea bag.
Ooh.
And then stir probably about 5 to 10 times, but no more, and then immediately remove.
Okay.
So it's got the taste of tea.
Yeah.
But it's not had time to get that to draw out the tannins in it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So that's one of the teas that you like.
And a peach iced tea.
Lipton's is optional, but other iced teas
other iced teas are available. I usually only drink decaf tea. I don't mind an Earl Grey, but I'll have that the same as a normal black tea. And there an inadvertent competition has occurred at work amongst my colleagues who have a cultural practice of making chai or cha, depending on how it is spelt.
Mm.
So I have several pots of spices given
Ooh.
to me to add to my black tea.
Ooh.
I did put in too much last weekend and it was quite burny. So yes, when one person puts in ginger and one person does not, so it is a delightful adventure. I have not found a place in the public realm that makes an agreeable chai.
Well, I think I need to take you somewhere because the place where I get all my tea not only has a very large selection of chai, they have now since launched a basic, like bog standard chai as well, which they are just working on. So it's that's their basis, and you can adapt it from there. So
Nice.
I
Yeah,
think that's great.
I do add. I have got various chai bags, and I will then add fresh or ground spices in addition.
Have you had a London fog?
No, I don't think
Oh,
so.
okay.
Is it still milky?
It's a tea latte.
Okay.
So it's tea latte done with normally like breakfast tea or Earl Grey.
Yeah.
With a shot of vanilla syrup at the bottom. So I used to make them in the States for work. So what we used to do like a 5-gallon batch of generally like black tea, pre-steep it, and then just put it into jugs. And then so we had the tea ready to go, and then we poured the like 125 mils of tea, top it up the rest with milk, and then combine it with the steam wand on the machine, and then have the syrup already in the bottom and pour it in, and then get a rind of orange, and then cut the rind off, and then put the aromas over the tea.
Oh,
really
interesting.
nice. And you can do the same with a chai as well.
You see, I just did not expect to love it as much as I do. I don't mind a hot chocolate, but if I had to choose for the rest of my life to have a decent chai or a hot chocolate, I'd choose chai.
Ooh.
I know, it surprises me.
And that's saying a lot, considering that we are two lifetime Methodists who have probably drunk more tea than
This is true. I mean, it takes a long time of explaining that I know I really don't want a very strong cup of tea.
Yeah. And it also depends on the mug as well. Like,
do you have many choices of mug when you're getting?
You know I do.
No, I mean from when you're out at a bun fight.
When I am out at a church, if I know I'm going there for work, there is a chance I will. Well, there's not a chance. There is a guarantee there will be tea in my bag that I will bring with me, with a steeper as well. But if I know I'm going somewhere and I'm not sure if they like wash the mugs really quickly, or they have lots of mugs, or they say like bring your own mug now, I will bring a selection of mugs with me to just have my own mug on standby. And also, inevitably, if I'm facilitating training somewhere, if I turn up and no one started making the cups of tea, I will let myself into the kitchen and start doing tea for everyone, because when people turn up, they're gonna want. I will also do coffee as well. You know, I'm not shaming our coffee brethren. You know, I will do.
Do you
coffee
drink
as well.
coffee?
Oh no. I've had
Interesting.
when it has been polite, I will have coffee if they do not offer anything else. So I've had it once where I was in a house. Oh, heck. I was in a house in Palestine, and we were staying overnight with this family, but it ended up being just the husband and his friends, which is a very weird evening. There was lots of weird stuff that happened, but the only thing that they offered to drink was coffee. and it was Arabic coffee.
Mm.
And I do not like coffee, and it was incredibly strong Arabic coffee.
Mm.
So I basically did like the baby tea, but tried to very quickly like drink a lot of milk with the tiniest bit of coffee. Yeah, do not like coffee at all. But
What is it about coffee that you don't like?
Always the aftertaste. Always the aftertaste and the smell.
Interesting.
Like aftertaste and the smell, I just don't really like. Tea, I can be happily do stuff all day. And like when I was working in a coffee shop, like one of the first things you have to do in the day if you're opening is you have to set up the machine, like put all the clean filters on, and then pour your first shot of the day to make sure it's pouring correctly.
Mm.
And I do, again, want to reinforce, I do not like coffee. However, I learnt really quickly if the shot was pouring badly based on if I tasted it and if it tastes worse than normal. So that's how I gauged it. Based on the visual, the timing and everything. But if it just tasted wrong, I'm like, okay, I know there's something wrong here. I can sort it. So, because even though, again, I do not like coffee, I prefer tea, I wanted to make sure I had a good cup of coffee for someone. So,
what's your geekiest practice when it comes to tea? Because you are geeky about tea.
I am quite geeky about tea, yeah. So, I've recently started getting into matcha. So I have about...
And matcha is what?
Green tea.
It's really finely powdered green tea.
It's the same caffeine content as a double shot of espresso.
Yeah.
So I've got, I think, 35 different matchas, all differently flavoured, including like just plain ceremonial matcha, plus a lot of various sweetened flavoured ones. Not massive supplies, small bags. So one I got at the moment I'm really enjoying, I got a hot cross bun matcha, I've got a passion fruit cheesecake one, mint choc chip was really nice, especially when you do it cold. But
does it actually taste like mint choc chip, or is it like
right, okay,
every other tea bag that lures you in,
no, it's not
promising
a tea bag.
beautiful fruity notes, and then you taste it and it just tastes like black or green tea?
You know for a fact that my Shelby does not like tea. Shelby will happily ask for mint choc chip iced matchas because it tastes like mint choc chip.
Okay, that's quite exciting.
So, yeah. So I like doing iced versions of that.
With milk or with water?
With milk.
With milk and a mint choc chip iced matcha.
Yeah, with syrup.
Oh, that is milky over ice.
Milky over ice with syrup. Yeah.
What kind of syrup?
Oh, I have a selection. I've got a cinnamon one, a vanilla one, a simple syrup. Like I've got just honey as well, which is really nice. I've tried, because I have my velvetizer. I've tried doing lattes now. So what I'll do is if I get like a really strong black tea, I'll oversteep it, and then pour it. No, I'll oversteep it, pour it off, and put like a small amount in the velvetizer with milk and make it into a latte.
Oh, okay.
And I've had
okay.
I have a hot cinnamon rooibos that I then made into a latte, but I did it with hot honey, and that was really nice. That's like the really nice warming sensation. But literally, I will take my tea everywhere. So if I'm going away, like if I'm going away next week for work, I will bring a lot of tea with me, and I will share it happily with all my colleagues.
You are a very generous tea sharer.
I do, because I want to encourage people to broaden their horizons, and also, if I get rid of tea, I can buy more tea. But I like the ones I like. My favourite one at the moment is Lincoln Imp, which is the Bird and Blend local blend for Lincoln store, which is a black breakfast tea with chili and sunflowers. Like, it's a really nice, like, warming heat. Like, not spicy, but like a nice gentle, like, you know, the feeling of being on a deck chair in the garden on a Sunday afternoon in the summer. You've got a nice book next to you, and the shade has just gone over you. That nice, gentle, warming feeling you have over you. That's what it tastes like.
See, I would now anticipate that with great joy and glee, and it will still taste
I know, because you don't like the tannins.
like a bog standard black tea, won't it? With a bit of chili in it.
But it depends. Like, we could do it as a latte. We could do an iced version for you, actually.
I think maybe we just need to hang out more.
Yeah, we do.
You
Anyway, but but also, like, I will go into, if I'm facilitating training somewhere, I will go into, you know, I will let myself into the church kitchen and I will start doing tea and coffee, because that's just what I like doing. Because having grown up in various churches and worked for churches, you know, we do love tea and coffee. And, you know, woe betide if you do a church service and tea and coffee are not offered after the service. Oh, Helen, I'm interested in whether any churches offer matcha, because I'd like us to be ahead of the herd for once. Oh, I have not yet.
I have not yet.
Hang on. Okay, I've not encountered a Methodist church that has matcha.
In the UK.
In the UK. And the US, actually, to be fair. In the US, all right, sidetrack story. Tim's tea stories.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, in 2019, I went to a next generation conference, which is like Children, Youth and Families conference in the States, in Atlanta. And I turned up, and it was in a massive stadium kind of thing, like way too big, lots of people trying to sell their books by doing a 40-minute intro and say, buy my book in the lobby afterwards. And I turned up, and they had, I counted no less than 20 coffee carts around everywhere. None of them had tea. It was early in the morning, and I was like, no, bless you, but no, I'm not having coffee. And I didn't want us to go bring cans of Coke everywhere. So it was the time when Twitter wasn't bought by Elon Musk. So I just used the hashtag for the conference venue, because it was that time, and went, lovely being in the venue this morning. If only I find a decent cup of tea. Someone from one of the interns messaged me and say, what venue are you in right now? And I told them, and they went, I will find you afterwards. As I left the venue, we had an intern run up to me with a takeaway cup full of hot water and all the tea bags from their hotel room to say, here you go. And also, if you need hot water, let us know and we'll get you hot water. And I was like, bless you for doing that.
Well done, intern.
Well done, American intern.
Well done, American.
And they brought milk as well, which was something I wasn't expecting they wouldn't bring. So yeah. So I've not encountered matcha in the UK or the US. I think there's a couple of I think Lincoln Cathedral's coffee shop does matcha, but that's also not.
But it's not. I mean, and there are some churches that have got fancy coffee machines.
Yeah.
I went to, it was actually a connectional event the other day, Faith Rooted Community organising, and on the table there was a lovely array of snacks, but what impressed me most was the fresh mint and the lime slices to go with the water. And it doesn't have to, I think it doesn't have to be fancy. This is one of the nice things about tea. You can get relatively cheap fair trade tea and do hospitality really well. And I think that is what's happening when you sit down and you make a cup of tea. I've got various tea cozies and various tea sets, because there is something beautiful about offering hospitality really well. And when I worked in social care for 7 years, And one of the things that I insisted on when I was doing the trolley that everybody got their tea exactly how they wanted to have it. And you asked, and you came down to someone's level, and I would spend probably too long arranging the biscuits and making sure there was a good variety of biscuits, because there's something about, this is that, for some people, this is the only chance that they have to make a choice today about what is going on in their body. So yeah, I get quite passionate about making a decent pot of tea. I just don't let it steep for very long.
Yeah, I think with to Helen's comment,
For my tea,
I think yes,
you can have strong tea if I'm making it for you.
Yeah, okay, thank you. You have done strong tea for me before when I've been around yours. I think to Helen's comment, yes, it'd be good if some churches did have matcha, and if any church wants recommendations of where to get good, ethically sourced matcha from local businesses, please let me know, and I can get you in touch with people. But I think that would be really good, like as that extension of hospitality, like in the same way that take, I'm gonna say 10 years. Take like 10 years ago, like if you like my local church would not do various. It would be cow's milk or nothing. There would be no alternative dairy source. Now, near enough everywhere you go, alternate milk sources. And I deeply appreciate the places which do not charge extra. Because it should not be extra to get something that's actually you can drink in some cases. So I like that we're offering
vodka.
that one. In every church except a Methodist church, unless it has an alcohol license. But that kind of like...
There's only two that do.
There's 3 now. So that kind of like... If... Like that kind of like we're kind of getting ahead, knowing what people like, and matcha and tea lasts. If you store it properly, it does last. But also, there's the fun stuff of doing large batches. Like there was nothing more satisfying than doing a large bulk batch of tea to either doing for the iced tea, of which iced tea is like the most cost-effective way to earn money in a coffee shop, because the tea bags cost 79 cents and you can make a 5-gallon container of that tea. So 79 cents per
Alexa,
tea bag.
how many litres in a gallon?
1 imperial gallon is about 4.5 litres.
So 4.5 litres for 4.5 litres, and then I think like it worked. Like we did like a solo cup, so like a 3/4 pint effectively, and you could sell those at $1.25. So actually, you sold 1 cup. You've already earned money on producing it in the first place, and it lasts. Like we used to like take like the previous ones from yesterday downstairs to the cold room and just leave it there overnight and bring it back up the next morning because it was still good. Best cost-effective way of doing it. But also you can do large batches, and then if you chill a large batch in get an old milk carton and like solidify it out. Actually, no, you need to thicker plastic to it because it's boiling hot still. If you get like tea that you've pre-steeped, drain it and put it into a bottle, you can then use that to make tea lattes with quite easily. And because of the ratios between milk and tea is different for lattes, actually you can actually make a tea to someone's preference. When you're making a latte, you can either reduce the amount of tea content, increase the milk, or make it like a 1-to-1 ratio. Basically making it more like a cortado if you're doing coffee, because that's a 1-to-1 ratio of espresso to milk, and it has to be less than boiling. Whereas an espresso is just a coffee. Cortado is a 1-to-1 ratio. Then you have a cappuccino, so you're 2-to-1 ratio. Also, the milk.
What's a flat white?
Flat white is a latte with milk temperature less, like just around a cappuccino level. So a cappuccino.
Does it have more coffee in it? Because it tastes stronger.
It has the same. Well, so here's the difference. So UK coffee has does a single shot of espresso, while the standard in the US is a double shot. So in the UK, if you ask for a double shot of espresso, you get a single American shot. That's why coffee in the US is a lot stronger and also sweeter because they put a lot more syrups in.
Mm.
But also, tea urns, like Americanos, is just watery coffee, effectively, which I've lost
Isn't
count
that
of
like
how...
saying a cup of tea is just like watery tea
No,
leaves?
no, 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 no. Americano is like someone's like done like drip coffee and put it into a container. So you know how churches or conference venues have those like urns of coffee to one side. There's always one full of hot water just for tea. That is essentially drip coffee because there's no milk pre-mixed into it. It's just coffee that's been percolated into a container.
That's what drip coffee is.
That's what drip coffee is, basically.
What we'd call percolated coffee.
Yeah. But that one actually you can sell quite cheaply as well. But also, it's there. Like, how many like Sunday mornings do you just have like people going into the back of the kitchens or on coffee mornings and just very quickly said, "Oh, we're running out of coffee, quick, let's do 2 more runs of coffee and bring it out."
What's your geekiest piece of information that you have about tea?
It's very niche, which is saying a lot for me. Rooibos.
Yeah.
Rooibos based tea is
Is that just a different type of leaf?
Yeah, it's effectively caffeine. It's effectively caffeine free. Like there's a tiny bit, but like for the ratios, it's caffeine free. Rooibos is a rooibos based tea is really good hot or cold. So you could do your own if you just got basic rooibos and you cold brewed it, i.e. you get a jar and put some tea leaves in and put some water in and put it in the fridge overnight, you could then get some syrup flavoured of whichever you like, and you could do your own at-home iced tea because rooibos steeps a lot better cold and doesn't release as much tannins, whereas a black tea will get the bitterness if you cold brew it too long, whereas rooibos won't.
What's in your average iced tea though? Is that black tea?
Your average iced tea is typically a black tea, but ones off the shelf at the moment typically have quite a lot of sugar content because the ratios of sugar in it is actually quite high. It's like proper iced tea is just cold brewed tea, and then you add your milk, you add your sugar to it, and you add your syrups to it or your flavourings, and you sweeten it to your own taste. Whereas we've not been given that opportunity basically in the UK commercially. But...
Can you remember when you first realised that tea was your go-to drink? When you first realised that you really liked tea?
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, inherently working for a church, people say, "Do you want a cup of tea?" Yes, I have a cup of tea, right? And office work, you get by what? I don't know how many cups of tea you get through a day when you're in the office. But
I get through 250 millilitres of liquid a day.
Yeah.
I am perpetually dehydrated.
like more often than not, like if someone's offering a tea, like they'll give me a cup of tea. If I'm facilitating, more tea will be brought out to me, which I don't ask them to. They said, "Oh, you need a drink. Let me get you a drink for you." I'm like, "Okay, I've still got a drink, but let me just finish that and get a new one." And that I like everywhere I go. It's simple. I can go to it. I know what I'm getting. It is really hard to mess up tea. Like,
Oh no.
no, so no, so
Not.
and by
You can
so
make
so
it
and,
revolting.
and by that, it's going back to, if someone is going through the process to make me a cup of tea, unless I live with them, I will kind of take it how it is. If I live with them, they know how I like my tea. And I will also, like, I know what their preferred drinks are, so I will get them their preferred drink. If someone's gone through the time to make a cup of tea for you, and then bring it to you, like, I'll take it as it is. I don't mind what it is. I'll drink it. Even if I've said, like, you know, like, milk 1 sugar and they forget the sugar, or, like, you know, milk 1 sugar and they forget the milk, I'll still drink it, because actually it's that act of hospitality that I really like am grateful for. So that's why, like, if I go into a church and there's no one doing tea or coffee, I will do it straight away. So, and if someone, like, my favourite was someone came in once and went, "Well, that's my job," and, "Oh, sorry, didn't we step on your toes? I'll step out the kitchen now," and but like, I gave them a cup of tea first before they started doing their role, because actually it's that you're serving others, let me serve you first. Yeah.
See, I first remember liking tea on a Sunday evening, which was one of the few days where we were allowed to have tea in front of the telly. I mean, we had lots of days where we just had tea in front of the telly, but Sunday evening we would have tea in the lounge, and it would be, and by tea I mean the evening meal that is not hot. If it was hot, it would be dinner. This is what happens when you live in the northwest and the southeast between your life. So dinner is a hot meal. So if it's cold, it's either lunch or tea, depending on the time of day. Anyway,
Well, that's something I learned.
so Sunday tea, which would be like scones or tea cakes or cracky eggs, would then have a pot of tea where I could add my own milk. So for the first time, I was able to work out how I like to drink my tea. And then I brought that in with my children. So Sunday tea, they would have their own tea set. I would have my tea set. And they could make their own tea with sugar lumps.
That Quinn is not old enough to have their own tea yet. But it's very much knows they are not to have, the only hot drink they can have at the moment is hot chocolate. So they will tell us, like, if we offer them a cup of tea, they go, "No, I'm not allowed coffee. I'm not allowed tea." I'm like, good. Remember that for now. So it's like
You could have decaf tea.
We're not confusing him right now at that. He can.
Sorry,
He can.
He could.
I understand that, but no, he's gonna have. He can wait until he's at school, which is this year.
Does hot chocolate not have caffeine in?
Hot chocolate doesn't have caffeine in. It's just chocolate and.
I thought chocolate had caffeine.
But not as much as tea.
I don't know. I can't have chocolate in the evening, but I can have coffee.
That's the ADHD though?
Sugar, yeah.
Sugar, yeah. But
I can't have sugar after like 6 o'clock, otherwise I'm up very late.
So the thing I am looking forward to in the future of tea, aside from, you know, hey, I can have tea with my child, which I'm very much looking forward to. I really want, when I have a place of my own that I actually own and not rent, I want one of those taps that you can press and it instantly puts out
boiling water. Yeah.
Like, I really want one of them. And
see, I just want a nice coffee machine. I have a hob that boils my water. It does take a little longer than I like it to.
But nice cup, like, I bought the Velvetizer when I started doing the matcha stuff last year, and it's really nice. It's really good at making lattes. But also, if people want coffee, I can do coffee in the house.
That's true.
I'll still offer you tea first, but also looking forward to, like, the one day, like, somewhere. I remember my granddad, like, years ago, had a random urn in his living room,
As in hot water urn rather than
hot
the
water urn,
ashes of somebody
No,
who
no,
is no longer with us.
No, a hot water urn, not a used urn, a hot water urn, because he used to do lots of coffee mornings to raise money for the church at his house. And I want to get to a point where I could have my own urn in the kitchen, because I'm having people around that often. I can just do, right, his tea is ready to go, kind of thing. Like everywhere I go now, I already bring tea. Like when I go away next week for work, I'm gonna stop by the tea shop on Sunday probably, and buy a load of tea bags ready to go. And I'll just put them out. Last year, it was the day after they launched the biscuit brews, and I bought the gift cube. It has like 15 of their biscuit brews, and I took them with the full intention I was going to try one of each. I put it out. By the end of the first day, they were all gone. I didn't get to try any of them. Was I slightly disappointed? Yes. Was I glad that people actually loved it? Yes. Because then they kept asking me, "Hey, can we have some more tea?" And we've got a few of the people I work with. We have like a little side tea chat, and we exchange tea bags and tea blends with each other when we get a chance to see each other in person. That's the kind of thing I love. Like the idea of, like, you know, yes, I love tea myself. I love sharing tea with others. I love having the conversations, but also the little things like, hey, I was in a shop and I saw this and I thought of you. I'm just going to send this to you when I next see you. And it's that kind of like, when you've got that kind of additional like niche geekiness that you could have with people that you work with day in, day out, then like occasionally you will get an email or a message where you're like, oh, it's been a really rough day. And it's like, hey, can I ask you something about tea quickly? Yes, go ahead. Same in like if someone like randomly messaged me about Dungeons and Dragons, I'm like, yes, let's talk right now. Like it's that little thing of like, hey, let's demystify the quite stressful environment of working, and let's actually have, you know, time of like being more human and casual and cozy, which is what like having a cup of tea basically is. It's that opportunity to be cozy and relax and, you know, share your stories with people around a table with really bad lino on, because they haven't replaced the lino since 1972.
And it does slow you down. I mean, I as a chaplain had the ministry of the smokers corner, and there is something about intentionally stopping for a little while for a cup of tea and it becoming a little bit ritualized, a little bit precious, so that you created space to just slow down and gain some perspective and reconnect.
Before a side tangent again, but related. So before I moved to the States, I basically spent near enough every Wednesday, from when I was like 16 to when I moved to the States. So that's 24, 25 kind of age. 24, because I mean, I was 25 when I was out there. Like, from when I was 16 to when I was 24, basically spent near enough every Wednesday round a friend's house. And she's in her 90s now. But every Wednesday, went round, we had a pot of tea out, cup of tea, chat, and it was things about school, it was about theology, it was about the church, mainly a lot about grievances about the church, but that's just me anyway. Everyone knows this. And we basically did that every single Wednesday, to the point where I could walk into the house and she'd be like, you know, could you go put the kettle on? I was like, yeah, kettle on, knew where the teapot is. I know where the teapot is now. I know where the tea bags are. I know where the sugar is. I know where the milk is. Oh, you're out of milk. Let me pop around the corner and get milk, bring it in, all that stuff. When I moved over, she bought me a really tiny tea infuser. Like a little single mug tea infuser that I've still got. If I remembered, I would have grabbed it for this. I've still got it. And one of the first things I did when we moved back was I went round and, like, after saying hi and welcome the door and tears, first thing he does, right, I'm going to go to the kitchen and make us a cup of tea. And it's that kind of like, the amount of conversations I've had attached to tea, attached to taking the time to sit down with someone, to spend, you know, oh, we've run out of the pot, let's go put another pot on, because you ended up spending like 4 hours talking to someone. Like, that's the kind of thing the intentional slowing down, but also the intentional sharing of stories, which you get from tea.
to get Monty. And speaking of sharing stories, shall we have a little? Do you like what I did there?
That was
Shall we
a
have a
good
little bit of
segue.
geeky gallery?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
So for those of you that have never watched before, what we like to do on our Discord channel, a link will be below the live stream after we finish. Doobly dooba. Although, is that a QR code in the top corner for our?
I think that is a
Discord
QR
channel.
code.
I mean, I was trying to very discreetly while you were talking scan it, but I couldn't get my phone to focus because I couldn't get it in the right position.
So yeah, like there is a QR code in the top left-hand corner for those that are on
it is. It'll take you to Discord.
Yeah. But
so,
let's have a look at the Geeky Gallery. So we have, for those listening on audio only podcast, we have 3 images. 2 of them are two canvases with one is like a umbery, browny, orangey, reddy shade, and one is a bluey, greeny, tealy shade. You can tell I don't do colours. And also one is a projector projecting a design onto a pad of paper. Becca, tell us more about who sent this in.
Shoot, I got distracted. I intentionally opened Discord, right, to look at it, and then I started putting emoji responses onto people's thing. Right, Geeky Gallery. It is. I'm scrolling.
It's Mark.
It's Mark.
It's Mark.
Oh, I've gone too far. What date did we go back to?
Mark's the most recent one. Psst. We are highly professional people. Don't worry.
I've seen cars, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Mark says, she says, lifting her glasses up because she's reached that age in life. Now working on my own canvases for the same family birthday next month. They are portrait backgrounds in oil.
Ooh.
And the thing with the funny eye, if you close your eyes, or in my case, take your glasses off, it looks like the head of a snake where the tongue is in the wrong place.
What? Wait, which one? Like
the right hand side picture, because the projector
I see
looks
what you
like a khaki, and then it's got its little eye,
yeah.
and then it's got a red bit coming out, and it looks like a snake because I've now taken my glasses off so that I can read. Okay.
HDMI tongue.
An HDMI tongue.
HDMI tongue. Excellent.
Oh, right.
And then we have.
Oh, very exciting. So this is Moose. She has been working on the little car, and it is a Westfield Mega Blade,
which is a lovely little kit car that is black and, would you say lime green or electric green?
I would say that was a lime green kit car with a black body and then lime green accents.
It is a very good looking car. And
that is very cool.
And then
I like the idea of kit cars. Okay.
And then we have Note Just
learning to paint concrete. Although by the looks of it, he's actually learning to paint cardboard to look like concrete. It looks good. There's some really good. If you can zoom in, there's some great texture going on.
Let's see. There is it. Right. It reminds me of Houses by the Seaside with like the dashing on the cladding on the outside.
And that is for his mini model railway.
Yes.
So for those of you that remember Note Just is our mini model railway creator.
And then finally we have plants.
Strawberries. This is purple plushie and lavender. I also went crazy at the garden centre, and by crazy, not to use unhelpful mental health language. I did start to accidentally buy some things and buy some seeds. So we are very excited for the growth that is happening in the garden.
unhelpfully, there is a garden centre near us that has just reopened, which also now has a craft store inside of it as well.
What? Tell me where it is that you live.
It is
So
it
I
is
can-
it is Grantham, so it's only a 40-minute journey near enough.
What's it called? Grantham
It's the Grantham Garden Centre with Hobbycraft.
Garden Centre. Oh, with a hobby. Oh.
It's next to downtown.
Oh.
So it's
Very exciting.
literally like you can if you came from where you live right across the main road towards like coming towards like Bingham, Boisford, and Grantham,
Yeah.
you take the side road off, so you go through Allington. You'll end up going over the roundabout right in, and you can like turn into the car park right next to where the garden centre is.
Right, on Grantham Garden Centre's Facebook page, their first video has, has somebody wearing an inflatable bee suit. Only they keep wearing it while in really, really strong wind. It's the best video ever. I'll link it afterwards in
Link it
Discord.
afterwards
So
in the
join
Discord.
our
If
Join
you
our
want to go,
Discord.
if you want to see an inflatable bee be flown everywhere, then join us in the Discord afterwards. Also, probably at some point, see photos of us at Grantham Garden Centre. Not sponsored at all, as we buy various.
But if they would like to, that would
If,
be
they, if,
lovely.
if we would have happily have a conversation if it involves crafty stuff and flowers and stuff. So yeah,
Right.
that is, I think, everything. I can't remember
Past
what the next-
episode chat. I don't know where to post things. It's going in past episode chat. There we go.
It's going in past episode chat. It's in past episode chat as a notification on my phone as well.
Was that? I heard that. I heard that little
Yes,
bleep.
yeah. So,
Right,
yeah,
Tim. We're
Becca.
at the end of our lovely meander
Yeah.
around tea.
We are.
It's nice to chat to you. We probably should have had a chat earlier, and then we might have chatted slightly less. But
No. What would inevitably happen is we would have done every bit of the conversation that we were going to talk about in this earlier, and then come here and go, oh, we had a chat about this earlier. We mentioned something. I can't remember how we got there.
yes, that's what we would have done.
That's typically what happens when we chat.
It is. It is. Or we just tell the same stories again.
Over and over again. It's like we're in an old folks' home.
We are.
We
I'd happily be on an old folks home with you.
Yeah, with board games.
With board games.
With
As
board
long as they
games,
were
yeah.
20 to 40-minute board games, that's like my perfect length of time.
20, 40 minutes with some board games and tea and really nice
And a decent array of biscuits arranged beautifully.
Have we done a biscuit episode?
I don't believe so.
I think that's the next thing. Like, we've done tea.
We've done tea. Do we need to do?
I mean, we
Oh,
probably need to. We probably
so
need to do
sorry.
biscuits. We probably need to. Do
And
biscuit
for our
episode.
American viewers, when we say biscuit,
Actual
we mean
biscuits.
cookie, not scone.
No. No, cookie is different to biscuit. That's going to be something we'll
There's
bring
not
up.
an equivalent, though, is there?
Yeah, well, the biscuit's not that. It's something. That is something that we will have a conversation about whenever we do a future episode on biscuits.
We will
But-
talk about biscuits, and by biscuits, what we mean are cookie adjacent.
But I will see
Snack
you, Becca.
treats.
I will see you, Becca, on Thursday,
You will.
and I will remind you as well.
For sunflowers, please do.
For
Thank you.
sunflowers, yes, and for everyone else, we will see you in the fullness of time. But until then, geek safe and see ya.